Hello students. In continuation to my previous video which was on the constraint equations and time period of oscillations, some more questions are now here, and these questions are basically consisting of more than one spring, as I promised yesterday that I will give some questions or problems based on double spring, triple spring and so on. So here are 3 to 4 questions for discussion. Now in the first question we want the time period for this mass m. That is my first question. What is the time period for oscillation of this small m? Right? I assume both springs to be ideal now. In all my problems, I will assume the springs to be ideal, pulley to be ideal, the string to be ideal. Everything is ideal. Right? And I want the time period. So I will start making the constraint equation first. Let's say if this mass m goes down by a distance of small x, the spring 1 elongates by x1 and the spring 2 elongates by x2. I assume the mass m moves down by small x, spring 1 elongates by x1, spring 2 elongates by x2. As we discussed in our previous video that you can directly write the constraint equation here. Right, instead of velocity you can use the displacements also. So you can directly write down the constraint equation, which is as follows. On the right hand side for this pulley on the right hand side, displacement x, which is relative to this center of pulley. The center of pulley is attached to the spring. So I can assume that displacement here will be x1. So relative to the pulley, the displacement on the right hand side will be x minus x1 plus, I assume downward direction to be positive, upward direction to be negative, I assume. On the left hand side of the pulley, we have displacement x2, which is negative x2 because of the sign convention. And for converting it relative to pulley, you have to subtract the displacement of the pulley, which is x1, and put it equals to 0. You will get the constraint equation here. So the constraint equation is now x equals to 2 times of x1 plus x2. That's equation 1. Another equation we can get from the characteristic of ideal pulley. If you draw free body diagram for this pulley, then it will have tension on the right hand side, a force because of this spring which is K2x2, and a force by the spring attached to the center of this pulley which is K1x1. Ideal pulley is massless, it has no moment of inertia, and if it has no moment of inertia, the torque about the center of pulley must be 0. For 0 torque about this center point, this T must be equals to K2x2. See, this pulley has no mass, it is a massless object. A massless object cannot have any resultant torque, cannot have any resultant force. In order to have 0 torque about the center, T and K2x2 must be equal, and for no unbalanced force, that means a resultant force on the pulley has to be 0. For that, K1x1 should be equals to this T plus K2x2. Now from these two equations and going through a little bit of mathematics, you can prove that K1x1 is equals to 2 times of K2x2. Now this is my second equation. Now you have two equations 1 and 2 in two variables x1 and x2. So going through simultaneous equation using the concept of simultaneous equation, we can now find the value of x2 as well as x1 in terms of this small x. We have the simultaneous equation 2x1 plus x2 equals to small x, and now we have one more equation which is k1x1 equals to 2 times of k2x2. Using these two equations, my target is to find the value of x1, to find the value of x2. Right. So through mathematics, we can find the value of x2 now, which x2 will be, right, we can find the value of x2 and x1 both. So you can, once you find the value of x2 and x1, let me try. X2 will be, I suppose that it is k1 times x over k1 plus 4 times of k2, I guess. This is the value of x2, right? x2 will be k1x upon k1 plus 4k2. Now notice that this mass m will experience a force capital T in the upward direction and mg. As we discussed in our previous video, we are interested in the unbalanced part only. T equals to k2x2. So any change in this spring, any force in this spring will reflect on the other side also. So you can say that this mass will experience a force capital T, that is k2x2. So the force on mass m in the upward direction, which is capital T, is k2 times x2, and if I replace x2, I get k2 k1 divided by k1 plus 4 k2 and times x. So this term, which is k2 k1 upon k1 plus 4 k2, is now my k effective, through which I can get the value of time period, which is 2 pi square root of m over this k effective. So this is the objective way to find the time period now. Moving to the second question. Let's say mass m goes down by x distance, spring 2 elongates by x2, spring 1 elongates by x1, let's say. Step number 1 is to write the constraint equation. How can we write the constraint equation is as follows. This pulley is at rest. So if the string on right side of the pulley goes down by a distance of small x, the string on other side of this pulley will rise up by a distance of small x. Notice that this pulley is a stationary pulley. So if the string on one side goes down, string on other side must go up by the same distance. Coming to this pulley, for this pulley, the string on the right hand side is having a displacement x in the upward direction, which if I consider relative to this pulley, then I get x minus x1. A string on the other side of the pulley is moving downward. Let's say upward direction is positive and downward direction is negative. So this string which is moving in the downward direction is having a displacement of minus x2, and when we will calculate it relative to the center of pulley, I have to subtract x1 from it, and I will put it equals to 0. So here the constraint equation will be x equals to x2 plus 2 times of x1. That's my first equation. Coming to the forces, that is free body diagram, there will be a tension force on the block, right? And if you follow the free body diagram of this pulley, it is attached with a spring of constant k1. So here will be a force k1 x1. On one side it will have a force capital T. On the other side this pulley will have a force of k2 x2. Using ideal pulley characteristics, again T equals to k2 x2 and T plus k2 x2 should be equals to k1 x1. Now it will give me x1 and x2. So from here you will get, replace the value of t in this expression and you get k1 x1 equals to twice of k2 x2. That is second equation. And now you have to solve these two equations simultaneously for the values of x1 or x2. Right, you can, this is the same process which we have done in the previous example now. You can find the values of x1, x2. Right. And since we are obtaining the same equations, so the results will be similar. You will get x2 equals to k1x divided by k1 plus 4 times of k2. Right. Now what is the force on block? The force on block is capital T. And what is the value of capital T? So capital T is k2 times x2. So the force which the block, oscillating block, is going to experience, the force which this block is going to experience, capital T, is k2 times x2, will be written as k2 k1 x over k1 plus 4 k2, which means this k2 k1 divided by k1 plus 4 k2 is again your k effective value, and then by this expression you can find the time period also. Moving to next example. Same process I will follow again, like mass m goes down by x, spring 1 elongates by x1, spring 2 elongates by x2. I will write the constraint equations now. Notice this side of a string will not move because it is fixed to the upper side. Since it is fixed at the topmost point, this point will be stationary or a fixed point, so it will have a zero displacement. And if this string goes up by suppose that distance y, this y is my assumption. So if I assume this portion of a string to be moving upward with y distance, and I follow the constraint relation for this pulley, then on the right hand side displacement y relative to the pulley will be y minus x2. On the left hand side, if you take the relative to the pulley, it is 0 minus x2 equals to 0. It gives you y equals to twice x2. So this is for the pulley number 2. For pulley number 1, if you follow the same concept for the pulley number 1, then this pulley number 1, I will redraw it. This pulley number 1 has a displacement x1 on this side. It has a displacement y in this direction. It has displacement x on this direction. Let's say the downward direction is positive, upward is negative. Relative on this side will be x minus x1 plus relative on the other side will be y minus x1 with sign convention. Sign of this y is negative, so it is a minus y minus this x1. You will put it equals to 0 now, and you get x equals to 2x1 plus y, where y will be 2x2. So that's the constraint equation for this question. Another equations for the question will be, you can write down another equations related to the force. If tension is the force in this string, right, then pulley 1, if I draw the free body diagram, then pulley 1 will have a force in this direction k1 x1, tension on this direction and tension on this direction, whereas the pulley number 2 will have a force k2 x2 in the downward direction, tension T in this direction and tension T in this direction. From the ideal characteristics, this T plus T must be k1 x1, that is T plus T must be k1 x1, and from the ideal characteristic for this pulley, T plus T must also be k2 x2. So it gives you information that x1 equals to x2. This is my second equation. First equation is twice x1 plus x2 equals to x. Solving these two equations, you get x1 equals to x2. Solving the equation 1 and equation 2, you get x1 equals to x2 equals to x over 4. Now the force on block. Notice that the force on my block is capital T. And capital T from here, capital T is K1. I did some mistake. I did a mistake by assuming K1 equals to K2. So the correct equation will be K1 x1 equals to K2 x2. Say K1 x1 equals to K2 x2, and then 2 x1 plus x2 equals to x. So I need to rectify. I need to be correct now. So my second equation is now k1 x1 equals to k2 x2, and the first equation is 2 times of x1 plus 2 times of x2 will be equals to x. Now I will solve these two equations. I will solve these two equations for the values of x1 and x2. And if I solve the values of x1, x2 from here, I get x2 equals to k1 times small x over 2 times k2 plus k1. Similarly, you can get the values of x1 also. Now the block will experience a force which is capital T. That capital T is actually k2 x2. You have obtained the value of x2. So you can write T equals to k2 multiplied by this x2, which is k1 x over 2 times k2 plus k1. Right? And notice that T is actually, from this equation, you will get 2T equals to k2 x2. So T should be half of k2 x2. So one more term, one more half will be there. And then you get T equals to k2 k1 over 4 times k1 plus k2 into x. So this factor will be your k effective in this question, and once you have obtained k effective, then time period can be obtained by the result 2 pi square root of mass m over k effective. Fourth question, on the same concept, we have now 4 springs. Let's say mass m goes down by x. This spring 2 elongates by x2. Spring 1 elongates by x1. Spring 4 elongates by x4. And spring 3 elongates by x3. I will use the same step, same process for every numerical. Do not change your concept from one numerical to the other numerical. All the numericals will be solved with the same concept, with the same logic. Then only you can feel confident about such kind of problems. Now the logical part. I will assume something. This portion of string is at rest. It is fixed to the upper end, so this portion is fixed. So it has zero distance, it has zero displacement. I assume this portion of string to be moving upward. I will assume this portion of string to be moving upward by distance, say y1. I assume this portion of string to be moving upward by distance y2. All are my assumptions. And I assume this portion of string to be moving upward with a displacement of y3. I repeat, I assume any point of this string will go up by y1 distance, any point on this string will go up by y2 distance, and any point on this string will go up by y3 distance. That's my assumption. Now I will follow the constraint concepts for this pulley, starting from this pulley, and I will assume that downward direction is plus and upward direction is negative. So for this pulley on the right hand side, the relative displacement will be written as x minus x2. On the left hand side, this y3 according to sign convention will be minus y3, and minus this pulley displacement, which is x2, you will write it 0. You get the value of y3 from here, right, which is x minus twice of x2. Now coming to the second pulley, coming to this pulley, for this pulley on the right hand side you have y3, which relative to the pulley will be y3 minus x4. So y3 minus x4 plus, on the left side you will write y2 minus x4 and put it 0. You know the value of y3, you know the value of y3 is x minus x2. So you will substitute this value here, right, and then you will get the value of y2. So y2 from this expression will be twice of x4, it is 2 times of x4, 2 times of x4, the value of y2, and minus y3. So the y2 value will be twice of x4 minus the value of y3, which will make it 2x2 minus x. That's the value of y2 now. Moving to this pulley now. We have y2 in the upward direction, x1 in the downward direction, and y1 in the upward direction, and we have assumed the upward direction to be negative. So relative of this portion of string with respect to this pulley will be minus y2 minus x1. On the left side you will write minus y1 minus x1 equals to 0. Now we have the value of y2. We have the value of y2 here. So you will replace the value of y2 and then you will get the value of y1 from this expression. So y1 from this expression is minus y2 minus 2 times of x1. If you put the value of y2 here, you get the value of y1 as, you have to put this value of y2 now. So you get it x minus 2x1 minus 2x2 minus 2x4. That is the value of y1. Then I will use the fourth pulley here. For this fourth pulley, the relative on the right hand side will be y1 minus x3 plus, on the left side it is 0 minus x3 equals to 0. So you get y1 equals to 2x3 now. So you will substitute this y1 in above expression, and when you do, you get x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 equals to x over 2. So this is the constraint equation for this complicated question. Of course, this is complicated question because it has 4 springs, 4 pulleys. Chances are very less that such kind of questions will be ever asked in IIT JEE Mains or Advanced. So still we are solving it. We have obtained the constraint equation by a lengthy process now. x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 has to be x by 2. Now you will follow the free body diagram on pulleys and notice that if capital T is assumed as the tension force in the string, for this pulley tension T is in the downward direction, tension T is in the downward direction. So you will have twice of T, 2 times of T, which should be balanced by this spring force because it is a massless pulley. So T downward and T downward, which is total 2T, should be balanced by this spring force K2x2. So you will write 2T equals to K2x2. For this pulley, the same step. Tension T is in the upward direction, so 2T force will be in the upward direction and should be balanced by K4x4. Going through same logic, you can prove it K3x3 and you can prove it K1x1. And now you can find the values of x1, x2, x3, x4 in terms of this small x. So this is my equation 1 and I call it equation 2. Which gives a ratio between, here you will obtain the ratio between x2, x4, x3 and x1. That ratio will be x1 ratio x2, ratio x3 and ratio x4 will be, I can find the ratios now, and the ratios are 1 over k1, 1 over k2, 1 over k3 times 1 over k4. Using ratio and proportion, you can find what is the value of x1, what is the value of x2, what is the value of x3 and what is the value of x4. Without going into detail, I will write the value of x1, which will be 1 over k1 divided by 1 over k1 plus 1 over k2 plus 1 over k3 plus 1 over k4 times x by 2. That will be the value of x1. Once you have the value of x1, you move to the block. Notice that the block has a force capital T in the upward direction where capital T is K1 x1 by 2. So capital T will be K1 x1 divided by 2. We have the value of x1 here. We have the value of x1 here. So I will substitute this value of x1 in this expression to get the value of capital T now. Right? You can get the value of capital T and you will get something constant and the term small x. Because of lack of space, I cannot write what will be the value of that term, but it's very easy. You bring this expression, you put this value of x1 here, and you can simply get a relation between capital T and small x. In that relation, the constant appearing in this expression will be your k effective, and you can use that k effective for the time period formula, which is 2 pi root of m by k effective. So this is the way by which you can find the time periods of oscillating bodies which are connected to multiple pulleys, multiple springs, right, in an easy way. Right, I hope this concept is now clear to you and you are comfortable with finding time period of spring mass system in different kind of arrangement, whether it is single spring or multiple springs, single pulley or double pulley. You can do all such questions in your examination. Right? So stay at home, take care, and all the best for your J exam.